All right, we are with the sports philosopher. Brad, I understand your book, Where Gods Gamble, is now at Santa Anita at the bookstore.
That's right. Thank you very much for saying so. If you go out to the track for a relaxing day at the races, you can pick up my book right behind me right there at the gift shop called Champions right there next to the walking ring.
Well, thank God picking football winners is a lot easier than picking the ponies.
Very much so. It's very much easier, especially when you have the sports philosopher helping you out.
All right.
Let's get right to it. See that shirt there, my Cardinal shirt?
There's the Cardinals.
You asked me why I'm wearing my Cardinal shirt.
Well, it must be one of your favorite bets this week.
Absolutely wrong. No particular reason. I just like the shirt. The Cardinals are not one of my bets. But I just want to mention that.
Oh, but is that a St. Louis Cardinals?
No, this is the Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals.
I went to a Cardinals game a couple of years ago, and I bought this shirt for like $35. But I was just wearing it just to get you going and make sure you're awake.
Beautiful. But at the same time, very timely because the Cardinals won a great game last night.
They did, but they will not be a sports philosopher pick. Let's get right to the selections.
Okay, here we go. The first game, I understand Philadelphia had a tough loss last week against the Buffalo Bills, who also suffered a tough loss.
They both suffered tough losses, and I don't know who's going to win, but we live in a video game league, Pete. This is a video game league, the National Football League. You get two good quarterbacks, two good offenses, and two suspect defenses. Both these defenses are suspect. I'm going to take the over in this game. I believe the number is 50 on the button.
50.
Bet this game to soar right over it. Two fine quarterbacks. Ryan Fitzpatrick for the Bills. Michael Vick and his friends for the Eagles. Defenses are weak. Offenses are great. Lots of speed. Lots of passing. I look for this game to go into the 60s. Put this one in the bank. Take the over.
Very interesting. Yeah, 50 seems kind of
should be about 54. It's a low number, and so we're going to take advantage of that. And I know you'll bet $4,000 or $5,000 if you owe money on that.
All right, let's move on to New Orleans, led by Drew Brees, and Carolina, the Cam Newton Carolinas.
It's another over bet. It's the same thing. A video game league. You got Cam Newton and Drew Brees. They're each averaging about 340 yards a game through the air. These teams do not play very good defense typically. Middle-of-the-road defenses at best. These teams like to throw the ball. Lots of clock stoppages, lots of changes of possession, lots of field goals, lots of touchdowns. This is one of those video game type of games that's going to go back and forth and have people in the end zone celebrating from flag fall to finish. I think the number is 51.5. Is that what we got there?
51.5.
Yeah, 52. Maybe it'll go up, but I think it's going to go way over. I think you'll be in that game and have a lot of fun, win or lose, all the way to the end. But I think it's going to go over. So over in the Saints game.
That should be a fun game to watch. And then we got the Tennessee Titans versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's right. This is my third and final bet of the week. 3 bets this week, and this is my best bet. I think, Pete, we're seeing the fall of the Steelers right now, or at least the rise and fall. This being the fall, the Steelers are having a tough time. They're 2-2. They've been embarrassed in a couple of their defeats. Now Ben Roethlisberger's hurt. He walked all week in an athletic boot. He won't be as mobile. He won't be as effective. On defense, their defense has already been suspect this year. They have the oldest defense in the league. Not one, not two, but 3 of their fine defensive stars are out. Aaron Smith, defensive lineman, out. Pro Bowler Casey Hampton, defensive tackle.
That's right.
He's out. And the biggest injury they had last week, the great James Harrison.
James Harrison,
football's
right.
best defensive player, a broken orbital bone in his face, and he will be out for several weeks. So 3 starters out. The Steelers are ripe for the picking. Tennessee is one of the best teams in the league this year. They are a 6.5-point underdog. Take the points, take the 6.5, and bust into your kids' 401k or their college fund and make yourself some money.
All right, there you go. The author of the God's Gamble.
Where God's Gamble.
Where God's Gamble.
You gotta open it up every once in a while.
Yep, that's right. And how are we on the season? I think we're still ahead on the season.
I think we're 7-6 or something like that. If it wasn't for the Bears giving up a touchdown in the final seconds, we'd be in a lot better shape. But we're still over 500 and still threatening to break out and have a big week.
All right, there you go, folks. See you soon, and look for his column every week. The sports column. Can you give us a hint on what the column might be about yet? Or we don't know?
The sports philosopher column this week will either be about the performance by Chris Carpenter in the last baseball game between the Phillies and the Cardinals, or it'll be on this week's NFL action. I think I'll decide about 6 o'clock Sunday evening.
All right, there you go. Okay, thanks a lot, Brad. See you next week.
We'll see you next week.